Viewers, in fact, as the Delhi blast investigation is gathering momentum, there are, of course, details emerging which are, of course, exposing the true scale of the real conspiracy that for the first time has now been called an official terrorist incident by the government. We have, of course, seen earlier today how the Prime Minister chaired the Cabinet Committee of a security meeting. Now, we have, of course, seen a number of individuals who have been taken behind bars. What about the opposition? The opposition has delivered its verdict. According to them, the arrests are just a formality. They say Dr. Umar, Dr. Shaheen, Dr. Muzammil, Dr. Irfan, Dr. Parvez, Dr. Adil, as well as Dr. Sajjad are not suspects, not operatives, but victims of religious profiling. It's an old script and an old excuse. The so-called minority module out once again. Let's take this, in fact, across. Listen in fact, first to those reactions coming in.
जुल्म और नाइंसाफी के कोख से आतंकवाद पैदा होता है। जुल्म और नाइंसाफी खत्म होना चाहिए, आतंकवाद खत्म होना चाहिए।
गुनहगार जो होता है उसकी कोई जात, धर्म और कोई भाषा नहीं होती है। गुनहगार होता है। आतंकवादों की जात और धर्म नहीं होता।
पुलिस जानबूझ के करती है वो अपना खाना पूरी करने के लिए, जो भी हो, लेकिन उसमें निर्दोष न फंसे, क्योंकि ये एक बार उस पर दाग लग जाता है तो उसकी तो जिंदगी बर्बाद हो जाती है।
मुसलमानों को मारपीट करते हो, मुसलमानों के घर बुलडोजर से उड़ा देते हो। मुसलमान है इसलिए वो गुनहगार ही है ऐसा समझ कर कार्रवाई करना बिल्कुल गलत बात है।
हम मुसलमान कौम के लिए ये लम्हे फिक्र है, क्योंकि न सिर्फ हमारे जो बेस्ट ब्रेन्स हैं वो जाया हो रहे हैं, बल्कि हमारे ऊपर बहुत बड़ा दाग लग रहा है। अभी तो कोई प्रूव नहीं हुआ है।
All right, let me take this across to Siddharth Sharma, who's joining us. He is, of course, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Advocate Umar Junaidi is political analyst joining us. Umar Junaidi, you're from Karnataka. We've seen statements coming in from Siddaramaiah, linking it to the Bihar polls. We are seeing Mr. Rai Reddy, who also talks about some kind of political benefit, but when asked what is the proof, he doesn't have any. You know, when it comes to incidents of national security, of terror, one would expect that political leaders, particularly leaders of Congress party, national political party, who have been in part of the center, would have a better understanding of how to frame things. Why are we seeing this kind of politics, Mr. Junaidi?
Madhav, first of all, I would like to condemn the act of blast, and all my sympathies with the victims and whoever have been injured. Now, talking about the blast, there are several questions that we have in our mind. That is the failure of the intelligence bureaus, the investigation agencies, the security agencies of India. And I don't know what Amit Shah is doing since 10 years of tenure. Several things have been continuously happening in India. Now, talking about the timings of the incidents. Now, let us see the Pulwama attack before the elections. Now, we will, let us see the Delhi blast before the Bihar elections. That's what the conspiracy is. There is a political gimmick being played in the name of terror acts and the actions. Now,
how is this a political gimmick? The government has today come out and said this is a terror incident. Are you saying that the terrorists carried out the attack at the behest of the central government?
What was the central government doing? What was the central government agencies doing, Madhav? There are, you know, at the time of...
Mr. Junaidi, just one second. I am not taking away your right to question the central government. You can question any leader. It's a democracy. But how are you linking it to the Bihar polls? There are about 3,000 kilograms of ammonium nitrate that has been caught. What exactly is your question as far as linking it to the polls is concerned?
Have been, Madhav, before the elections, the terror attacks happen. It's been 10 years we have been seeing this.
Charu Pragya, before elections, terror attacks happen. Please respond.
Madhav, I'm appalled at what those people are talking about. You know, supporting the opposition in India is one thing, but celebrating every time India bleeds and trying to gain politically from it, I don't know what to call it. It's beyond sinful. And because this Bhai Sahab on your show here doesn't seem to know the reality, let me remind him of India over 11 years ago. We used to be afraid to go to a railway station or to a marketplace, even on a festival, because we never knew what suitcase, what purse would contain a bomb. Let me give you some data. 2004, 108 blasts. 2005, 146. 2006, 167. 2007, 149. 2008, 534. 2009, 672. If you add all of this together from 2004 to 2014, 5,673 terrorist bomb explosions in my country. Where were all these people? Bhai Sahab, you look old enough to have been alive then. Did I hear you talk about it? Do I hear you talking about it even today? So I am sorry. I am not going to allow people to make these kind of statements and get away with it. Yes, what Delhi faced was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. Every single life lost was precious. But are you aware of the entire network that has been busted by intelligence agencies over the last couple of days? I didn't see you applauding. Not even once. So those who are criticizing today, that number multiplied by 10 should have been the sound of applause we should have been hearing, Madhav, if these people truly wanted what was good for India and their hearts truly pained for every single death in Delhi. That's not the case. And anger is a small word. You know,
Mr. Umar Junaidi, I have a simple question for you. You know, we saw at a Modi rally that actually happened in Patna ahead of the 2014 Lok Sabha elections, there was a terror attack. Now, is that also then going to be linked to the central government then? Because if you're going to go down that road, there will be several other examples that will also come up your way. 1 minute.
Madhav, the point is very clear. Madhav, the point is very clear. Since 10 years, Amit Shah and the government, there are continuous attacks. There, 350 cases.
Where are the continuous attacks? The government says that there are no attacks in mainland India.
Are you daft?
They have largely come down. What are the statistics? Please tell me which are the incidents.
This statistics came down to the moment of
outside of Jammu and Kashmir, sir, please cite examples. Name the incidents.
Several incidents before the elections, Madhav.
Where? Name them. Tell us.
The Pulwama before
that happened in Jammu and Kashmir. Next.
The recent bomb blast, Delhi bomb blast before the second phase.
Sir, apart from this, give us the examples.
I'm talking about the recent bomb blast.
Sir, you said this happens before every election. Tell us the examples.
Several examples.
Give the examples. Name it.
I am naming it. Since 10 years, CAA, NRC, before that CAA, NRC.
Sir, CA, NRC, the bomb blast. What are you saying, Umar Junaidi? See, this is the problem. Without facts, when you're sounding exactly like Basavaraj Rai Reddy, when he was asked this question, he says, I have no proof. Again, you're making an allegation, you're shooting in the dark, and this is very dangerous. Ishkaran, the point is, holding governments accountable is one thing, but making baseless charges, of course. One second, please, Mr. Umar Junaidi, you made your point. I've given you enough chance to give examples. You've not been able to. But I want to bring in Ishkaran on this point because Ishkaran, there is all sorts of narratives that are being peddled. And while certainly it is a legitimate national security concern that such acts take place, the point is that to politicize it in this manner, link it to elections, that has a different set of ramifications.
Madhav, let me build upon your line. All sorts of narratives are being peddled. Do you think these narratives are being peddled innocently? Please understand, and including, I am carefully saying my words, including what is being said on this debate by trying to create a false bogey of attacks happen because of election. Please understand, there are various ways, shape, forms of supporting terrorism. One shape is when you come out and start defending a terrorist by saying he was such an innocent child, a brilliant student, we do not know how he went into terror. The other is when you don't interrupt. I didn't interrupt, Madhav. I will not speak.
Umar Junaidi, you made a point. Now listen to the response. Listen to the response. You have spoken. Please let others speak.
I am not defending any act of terror.
Yes.
So let him finish. You can respond to him.
Yes. Now, Madhav, can you either lower his feeder or you tell him to continue? Because
continue.
There's no point in having a debate like this. Thank you. So, as I said, one form is when you try to whitewash the terrorist. The another form is where you try to find fake conspiracy theories which have no substance, but you take airtime by peddling this narrative that just before the election the bomb blast happened. To have for that to be coordinated, then are you trying to blame the central government directly for doing it? Because that is the only thing you are certainly trying to say. But the third aspect is this. These were doctors involved. Doctors in which you have had exposure covered. So were these doctors the agent of central government? And again, this is not the way, Madhav. This I just can't do. Madhav, you have to either
make your point. Continue.
Lower his feeder. This is no way he keeps interjecting.
Go on.
Why are you? See, that is what I said, because I am calling a spade a spade. When you come out here and say, why do these blasts happen before the election, you are very carefully trying to do a wordplay and trying to take the attention away from terrorism into some random conspiracy theory. What the net effect of that is, you're trying to protect those terrorists. You may not say it in direct words, but the meaning is...
This sounds like cover fire for the terrorists. Let me bring in Siddharth Sharma. Siddharth Sharma,
That is what Madhav... That is... Madhav, no, let me just finish.
Okay, quickly conclude.
What we have to guard against was one theory we used to hear, because there is no jobs, there is no education, because there are no jobs or education and a certain community is being marginalized, that is why terror attacks are rising. These are doctors. That narrative is busted, so they start this narrative of timing of the bomb blast and this and that. Don't allow these narratives to succeed. Terror has to be crushed.
Terror has to be crushed. As all Indians who are concerned about national security and national interest, that is something that has to be done. Siddharth Sharma, I'm just quoting to you the leaders who Ishkaran is referring to. Mr. Abu Azmi says that zulm or nainsafi ke coke se atankwad paida hota hai. On the other hand, you have these individuals. One of them, Dr. Adil, gets a salary of 4 lakh rupees a month. How is that somebody who's oppressed? And then on the other hand, you have leaders like Mr. Hussain Dalwai saying that Muslims are being targeted, the houses are being bulldozed. Why treat them separately? Tariq Anwar comes out to say in history we've seen many innocent get caught in such matters. Why is this narrative being built, Mr. Siddharth Sharma?
Yeah, well, Madhav, I could not hear your entire question, but I presume that your questions were not for Aam Aadmi Party, but for other people who have spoken. Aam Aadmi Party, since it's a national party, speaks for itself. After 48 hours of the tragic happenings in Delhi, at least the government of India today, the cabinet has accepted that what happened in Delhi, the tragic events that transpired, were indeed a terror attack. Now, there is no way quintals of explosives would have been homegrown in the Ram Rajya of UP and BJP ruled Haryana, because that would be admitting to sleeping on the wheels of the internal security by our senior Shah. Now, for the last 11 years, Delhi was peaceful under Aam Aadmi's. Not even 11 months under BJP, and innocent Delhiites get blasted into smithereens. Now, nationalist BJP does not have the liberty to act like a juvenile vulpine who first bumps off parents and then begs mercy as an orphan. If it does, it admits to providing notional security in place of national security. Every act of terror in India, be it Akshardham, Parliament, Mumbai, Pulwama, Pahalgam or now Delhi, has had a Pakistan connection. So why is BJP government running shy of Operation Sindoor 2.0? Why take a fig leaf out of the setting that ICC's junior Shah has with Pakistan and play with them behind the scenes? Delhi blasts warrants an immediate annihilation of the remaining 12 out of the 21 targets first identified by Colonel Sophia Qureshi when Operation Sindoor began on May 7th. Why is BJP so pusillanimous in naming Pakistan and punishing it forthwith? What is the use of 56-inch ka sher if it turns into a kagaj ka sher? Ordinary, decent, law-abiding millions of Indians don't deserve to live in this kind of
Okay, Charu Pragya, your response.
This is exactly what I was talking about, Madhav. This is deflecting because you're actually internally celebrating while India bleeds. And I ask you pointedly now, Siddharth, I ask you pointedly. So all the ploys that were foiled by our security agencies, by our investigative agencies, our secret services, have you applauded that even once? The amount of explosives that were recovered out of Gujarat alone could have blown up 250,000 people. 250,000 people. So if you cannot pat them on the back and applaud that, you've got no right. You've absolutely got no right to sit here and politicize an incident as heartbreaking as this one. See, you cannot forget India from 11 years ago. And if you are doing that, you are committing a cardinal sin against your nation, against the people of your nation. And no amount of politicking is going to make you all right later.
You know, Siddharth Sharma, what I find very amusing about your comment is that you claim that as soon as your government has gone out, just one second, Charu, just one second. Siddharth Sharma, the comment that you just made, which I find absolutely bizarre, is that you're actually saying that since the Aam Aadmi Party government has left, the law and order situation has gone out of hand. When the law and order was never in your hand in the first place, what is the connection?
Well, I'll answer to the BJP spokesperson first. Will the BJP ecosystem assure Times Now viewers of retribution to Delhi blast via Operation Sindoor 2.0 on Pakistan's remaining terror targets? A simple yes or no is what Times Now viewers would like to hear. Whether the BJP spokesperson is ready to say
clearest
that Operation
possible
Sindoor 2.0
there will be
is going to
retribution. What is wrong with you?
whether the remaining
Mother, can I
targets
speak,
in
please?
Pakistan are under your radar. When are those JEM targets going to get annihilated?
You know, it is appalling that a subject like this even becomes a matter of debate.
The
All right.
Madhav, can I speak now?
You know,
please?
let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. You know, I had hoped there would be a slightly more reasonable debate, but very clearly, you know, when it comes to politics, nothing is beyond politics and politicians in this country. Unfortunately, even when it comes to acts of terror, we stand divided as a nation, and that really should be food for thought. Shouldn't we be standing united? Shouldn't we be standing behind our security forces at a time when they perhaps have a very big challenge and a very big case to crack? The investigation is still currently underway. There are recoveries, there are twists and turns as far as the investigation is concerned that are still coming out, and it's a multi-state investigation. It's something that involves the entire country to that extent. Shouldn't we be all standing together? Just leaving you with a thought there. Charu Pragya, Ishkaran Bhandari, Umar Junaidi, and Siddharth Sharma, thanks so much for joining us this evening.